Hello, our Facebook viewers. Here we are with one more program, Miracles Can Happen. We are recording our program today from the altar of the UCKG Help Center in New Zealand, believing that this is the place where those who came sick, lost, addicted, broken, after coming to this place, there was a completely change and a transformation in their lives. And today, from this place here, we are going to stretch out our hand to you there, and we are going to determine a miracle in your life. Enough of pain, enough of cry, enough of humiliation, enough of suffering, because the altar represents God Himself here on earth. And from this place, we are going to proclaim your deliverance. Perhaps you are watching us right now and you have been very sick. You have been unemployed for a quite long time, facing a lot of financial problems. But from this place, we are going to proclaim, we are going to determine miracles in your life. Stay with us. This is our program, Miracles Can Happen.
So, maybe you're thinking about making some big changes or setting some ambitious goals for yourself. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds or read through the Bible. Maybe you want to run a marathon or repair a broken relationship. Whatever your big goal is, the temptation is to expect to go straight from here to here, or from here to here. The reality is, there are a lot of small steps between big decisions and big results. Challenges and obstacles await. At some point, you might even want to quit. But stand firm. Don't be disappointed with slow progress. Don't be overwhelmed by the destination. Rather, focus on what you can do today. Skip dessert. Read a chapter. Go for a run. Make a phone call. The more difficult the journey, the more rewarding the destination. And it can all start today with just one small step.
You should take a step up, never step down. God wants to lift you up. God wants to place you at the top, never at the bottom. Trust God. Trust God and you see His power taking place in your life. As Samuel. Samuel is a young man. He came to the UCKG Help Center with addiction problem. For a quite long time, Samuel had been addicted, spending all his money feeding his addiction. Though a very young man, but he came like this. Coming to the UCKG Help Center, join the chain of prayers, coming to the altar, as you can see just behind me. Samuel found the way out of addiction. He overcame his addiction problem. Perhaps you are watching us right now and you are a person who have been addicted for a quite a long time. Perhaps you are someone who tried to come out from this addiction problem of yours and you don't have strength. So pay attention to Samuel's testimony and you are going to see what God did in his life, and this is exactly what God wants to do in your life. Let us watch his story and I'll be right back.
I was heavily addicted to weed. Before I started receiving the treatment, I was growing up around my family. My family were always smoking around me, smoking joints through the pipe as well. And when I was growing up as a child, I saw that as something normal, though I didn't have the desire to start smoking until I was about a teenager. When I reached 18, I decided to start taking up smoking because I wasn't a big drinker. I wasn't smoking cigarettes that much really, but I was really wanting to try the weed because of the effects that it had on me. Every weekend I would take off work just to go up to my brother's house and smoke. And that's when the addiction started. I couldn't stop. Every single weekend I had to get some if I wasn't going up there. I had to get some for myself, bring it down home and hide it from my family who I was living with because they never knew that I smoked. So every Friday night I'd end up at my brother's house and we'd smoke. I'd smoke about 2 joints a night and I stayed there for 3 days, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So it was about 6 every weekend. And from the joints I started taking it further. I started taking the weed through the pipe. The more I got addicted to the weed, the more the stress started to kick in. I was really changing internally with me. If there was a problem that come up like within my family, within my finances, or within my health, because I had breathing problems, because I was an asthmatic, it was the only option that I had at the time. I started to take off even weekdays from work and I started getting less shifts at work. My boss was getting angry at me because all I wanted to do was continue to smoke. And the problems just got worse. My family were getting angry at me because I wasn't able to help them pay the bills because I wasn't working that much. There was a night where I was driving home and my granddad was in the car and I was high at the moment. I was supposed to stay at the house that I was smoking at, but I wanted to go home that night and I almost caused an accident. I fell asleep on the steering wheel and when I did, all I could hear was the car horn and I nearly crashed into the side. After that I got home and I said, this is really destroying me. This addiction is not helping me at all. It's making my life hell. When I came to the treatment, what I learned made my life change. I realized that the addiction I had was a spirit and the spirit was removed. And then my life completely transformed from then. I no longer had the cravings for the weed. I've saved a lot more money ever since being off the drug. My health is much better now because I've been off the smoke. I can breathe properly now. I can have a good night's sleep. I no longer have stress anymore. I have a clear conscience. I'm happy. I feel much better than when I was high off that drug. My life's completely transformed internally and externally. I'm happy, which is what I always wanted, which the weed could never fulfill in my life. I have peace within myself. This addiction no longer runs my life anymore.
What is an amazing story? A so young man, but he had been a slave of his addiction for many years. But God changed his life. It means that God has power to change your life. Perhaps you are a mother, you are a father who have a son or a daughter having this problem of addiction. Or perhaps you have spending all your money gambling, going to the casinos and gambling the whole night. You have a lot of financial losses because of your addiction. I want to show you now a video, and I would like you to pay a very close attention to this video that I want to show you. In this video, you are going to see how you can come and join a chain of prayer in the UCKG Help Center. Let us watch this video and I'll be right back. I would like to let you know that the door of the UCKG Help Center here in Manukau, in Auckland and out of Auckland, it is open every day. You can come and join us. 7 in the morning is our first prayer service. You can come also 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking about during the week, from Monday to Friday. You can come also and join us 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Every day from Monday to Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we have our prayer meeting. And our last prayer meeting is 7 in the evening. You can choose the day and time. Come, start your chain of prayer with us. Dear viewer, enough of suffering. Enough of being sick, enough of being addicted. Perhaps you are someone that you can't sleep well at night. You hear voices, you see shadows. Perhaps you judge yourself a cursed person. Someone is going to place hiring witch doctors to call curses upon you. Come, start a chain of prayer. The altar has power to change your life. Let us watch now the story of Tony and Moira, this couple who went through a lot in their marriage and relationship. But they are going to tell you what they did to overcome those problems.
Hi, my name is Tony. This is my wife, Moira. We are here to come tell our story. When you're young, it's like you think you know the whole world. We thought our marriage was a blessing, and we thought we were the perfect couple, that nothing can touch us. But how wrong we were. I was 20.
And I was 19 years old, and we got married.
Very young.
Yeah, 1986.
Very naive, in other words, isn't it?
My dad was a gambler. My mum, always like giving him money to, and he just used to take it and gamble. So that was his issue, and he was never there. He was always in the gambling shop, So
my parents did not like her parents. Her parents did not like my parents. There was a big dark cloud in our house.
As the years went by, we had our children, and there was no communication between us. When you have children, you don't really focus as a couple on yourselves. You focus on the children mainly.
They wanted to see their parents as a role model.
Yeah.
But they didn't see that. What they saw is mum and dad arguing.
We didn't even sit down and say where we went wrong, or what we're going to do to fix this, how we're going to fix it. We didn't do that. We just argued. I went off with somebody else, Tony as well, and then we just drifted apart. And that's when we sought help to save our marriage, and we attended the help centre. And with the help centre, there was loads of events going that they, basically dealt with, all issues that we had, like the marriage course, which we attended. So we've been to many events, but the Love School was the main one, and it gave us loads of practical help and that we can implement in our marriage as it is today.
So the Love School didn't just teach us about husband and wife, but it taught how to be good parents. If we don't practice what we preach, what good is it to them? The main point is never to look back. Yesterday is yesterday, today is today. There's so much more you and your partner can learn, and I love my wife to bits now. The Love School is for everybody.
Fall. People fall. We try hard not to, but sometimes it feels like we're up against an invisible force. So no matter how hard we try, we fall. We fall from grace. We fall off the wagon. We fall from greatness. We fall for the wrong person. We fall. But we forget that our today, no matter how bad it may be, doesn't have to define our tomorrow. Because tomorrow is what you make it. What if tomorrow we rise? Rise from what we have been to what we could be. What if we could be lifted? We can.
This is exactly the place where Tony and Moira came. They came to this place where I am, the altar, broken, having a lot of problem in their marriage, in their relationship. But after Tony and Moira came to the altar of the living God, that situation came to the end. If you want this problem that you are facing, health problem, family problem, addiction problem, financial problems, perhaps you are someone who have a lot of fighting, misunderstanding inside of your house. You don't know what to do anymore. You have even considered to divorce. Tony and Moira came to the altar. And when they came to the altar, I want to show you a Bible verse. I want to show you what God did in the life of Tony and Moira after coming to the altar. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 2. Read with me there. It says here in Nehemiah 13, verse number 2. Because they did not meet the children of Israel with bread and water, but hired Balaam to curse them. However, our God turned the curse into blessing. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 2. There was a group of people who hired a witch doctor to call curses upon the children of Israel. But what God did, He changed that curses into blessing. This is what God did for Tony and Moira. When they came to the altar, that curse, it was changed into blessing. Tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., I am challenging you to come to the UCKG Help Center, one of our UCKG Help Center in Auckland, Wellington, Purirua, or Christchurch. You are going to come to the altar tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. And this God, the God of the Bible, Nehemiah 13, verse 2, He'll change your curses into blessings. This is the place. As you can see me, this is the place where tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., you are going to come for God to change your life. Let us watch now another life story, and I'll be right back with you with our moment of prayer. Prepare your glass of water, prepare yourself, because we are going to pray together.
In my family, there was a lot of separation and division. My family went through a lot, especially my mum, because she suffered with a lot of domestic violence. And through that, my mum became suicidal. And then she got taken to a mental institution where me and my sisters were brought up in a foster home. And through that, growing up in a young age and everything, it was kind of hard for us. So, because we had no one, my dad left me at 3. My mum was in a mental institution. So when we look back, it was like hard because we had no one, like people we don't know living in our house, and it was kind of crazy. Honestly, it made me feel like I was alone, like there was no one. What can I do? Like basically, and it was kind of hard for me because I even tried to find friends on the street to make up that, and other father figures to be my dad in my life. But it was hard because it's like I was empty inside. I felt like I had an empty space inside of me. I didn't know what it was. So I started hating myself. My appearance started changing. I started dressing like a boy. Everything started hating myself. I wanted to commit suicide. It was more like I looked in the mirror, I saw my mom, I saw my dad in me, and it was hard for me because I didn't have none of them. None of them done nothing for me. My mom didn't love any of us. It was like we had no one, so why would I want to look like them? So I tried and change my appearance. So becoming a boy was like me expressing my anger as well, because I know that a lot of boys, they're more violent than girls. So me being a boy, it was like showing me that I can be like them, because being a girl was nothing. I felt like I was ugly. I felt like I had no one. I used to get very angry. Anyone ticked me off, I was just after them. I'd chase them, beat them up. It was like nothing can control me. I used to hang around with a whole group of boys, go around the block, fight with them, and find it fun. It wasn't something like I would get hurt of it, but I find it fun. It was like no matter what, how hard the boys would hurt me, it's like I couldn't feel the pain. I wanted to kill myself because everything I tried to make better in my life, just kept on getting worse and worse every day. So there was time when I hit rock bottom in my life. I said, look, I don't want to live no more. So I tried to kill myself many times. I tried to kill myself with a knife. I tried to overdose myself with tablets. But for some reason, nothing ever worked for me. There was one day where my mum went to a help center. And inside I knew that I wanted to change too, so I followed her to this help center. And through this help center, we spoke to counselors. And these counselors guided me in how to control my anger, how to change the situation in my family. And through that advice, I learned how to forgive my mum for what she did, and then she forgave me. So the love came back in our family. And also, as I said, that at the age of 3, my dad left me. Well, I got the courage to go and forgive my dad for what he did. And now me and my dad's relationship, we're like close friends, and I've never seen that before. So it really opened my eyes that really the counseling that I got really helped me, because all my family came back together, and that was a really good thing for me, because it was all I wanted in my whole life, just to see my dad again and my mum to love me again. And that all came through the counseling I got. And now, Benicia, today, I'm a total different person. Don't dress like a boy. I'm always in the mirror checking myself out and doing what I have to do. And I've got peace, joy, happiness. I've never felt like this before. And it's all thanks for the counseling I got. All I needed is someone who's positive, because I've always had negative in my life. And I think that's what a lot of people need out there. Someone who's positive, to let them think high, look high. Because without positivity, I'm telling you, you won't go nowhere. because negativity just got me. And now I received that positive, it lifted me up, and this is who I am today.
In life, there are problems that hit you with a blow. Everything crumbles and the heartaches never seem to disappear. Everything keeps going wrong. You are in despair. What do you do when your hope isn't enough? When your single prayer seems to return unanswered and your persisting problem is still there. Partner with God and make a chain of prayer. A Chain of Prayer is the weekly series of uninterrupted prayer in action. To tackle the most stubborn problems, participate in a chain of prayer and turn things around once and for all. Don't give up. Make a chain of prayer. It works.
My Lord and the Father, once again, from the altar of our UCKG Help Center, I say this prayer for those who are watching this TV program today. I am fully aware, my God, that there are people out there facing a lot of problems, and they are praying now with a glass of water, a bottle of water, asking for help. Only you can help this person. So, my God, send your angels of light in the place where this person is right now. Help this person after this prayer to have strength to come tomorrow and join us 9:30 a.m. Give this person the faith to come to the altar where her life, his life can change completely. I bless this bottle of water by faith, and I determine victory in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And those who believe say, Amen. Drink from your water, it is blessed. We look forward to see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. with us here in the UCKG Help Center. Regard of your religion, regard of your belief, I'm not talking about religion. I'm saying to you that the altar of the living God has power to change your life. If you got enough of suffering, if you got tired of this problem, come and join us tomorrow. 13 Lamb Drive in Manukau. For more information, you can call right now our helpline number, and we'll have people that they are going to assist you. We come to the end of our program from the altar of the living God. We send all the blessings to your life. Stay well. May God bless all of you. Bye-bye.